get done for it. See, when changing temperature, you know, from room to room, this wood swells and goes and swells. You know, it's like your body. You know, when it's chilly, you kind of compress, and when it gets hotter, you expand. So this thing does the same. The result, the bad part about it goes out of tune. So there it is. My hand is clawed since I had a stroke. This hand wants to
do its own thing.
Yeah. And when I was in the hospital rehab, it was clawed. I wanted to claw up this way. And they were working with my system. They'll be jiving, and you be in super pain. They be bending you like, "Well, that doesn't hurt, does it? If you bend me one more time, I'm gonna punch you."
Exactly.
They do fight them. Yeah, and they restrain them because they be trying to fight, and the reflexes of, you know, they had boxing gloves on. I don't know if they told you about it. They restrained me to the bed. I was battling. And the woman came in there, she was like, "You ain't gonna whoop my son." So off the camera, she was black. And she said, "You ain't whooping my ass."
Exactly.
So you might as well, we gonna get it right. You see, they can't say anything they want to because people be watching them. Everything they do, they write it down. But every now and then there's a lapse in, and they'll everybody going, "Yeah, I will whip your ass." I see. I will whip your ass. You taping? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Billy Joe Becoat. I'm a folk blues musician, born down in southern Illinois here, about 100-some miles. You are now in the house of Becoat. I rehabbed this little house right here. Started in 1971. Never did finish it, as you said. I'm working, it's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. This is a work in progress. I almost lost my life in this house. I got shot in the kitchen in there, washing my hands. I'm doing the job, came home. This is the ghetto. This is what they call Mexico. And it's always been, at least 30 people have died here in this neighborhood since I came back here in 1971 to 72. I was almost one of them. But how did I get shot? Through my own kitchen window, wiping my hands, washing my hands, get ready to go back to work. I survived it and went in here, did not come out. It glanced off of that, went down up under my jawbone and rested right against my carotid artery. And I lived by less than a fraction. So I paid my dues in here. It's this is my daughter's house. She lives here now. We live across town. But I raised all of them in this house. I got a basement that's fully restored. I had a bedroom. I made it down there, and it was really cool. But then we decided we'd moving on up. Moved out there. I couldn't even sleep at night because it was too quiet. It really was. It was quiet, like Kevin remembers. KB, you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'd be up every few minutes looking out the windows. It was too quiet up in there. She said, "Go back to bed." This is my wife, Biscuit. Hadn't been for her, I'd be dead right now. Okay. Introduce you to my house, my family. There's one of them in there. She's on her way to work. This is going to be in farm on this is what I call a mini concert. Not M-A-N-Y, M-I-N-I. Now, somewhere along the lines, I might forget the words. I had a stroke, but anyway, I'm going to finish what I said. I might forget the words. In case I do, that one's for the birds. But don't think that I done got it all wrong. You give me a little bit more time, I'll finish the song. Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to, first song I'm going to sing is It Brings a Tear to My Eyes by Ray Charles. Drowned in my own tears, in other words. It brings a tear to my eyes when I began to realize I cried so much since you've been gone. Keeps on raining more and more and more. Why can't you come on home? Oh, 'cause I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here all alone. If you don't think you'll be home soon, I think I'll drown in my own tears. I'm so blue here without you. Oh, it keeps on raining more and more and more and more and more. Why don't you come on home, babe? Keeps on raining more and more and more and more. Why can't you come on home? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here all alone. Oh, if you don't send me no email saying you'll be home soon, oh, that's all right. I'll just sit here and drown in my own tears. I just drown in my own tears. In the evening, I drown in my own tears. In the midnight hour, I drown in my own tears. I drown in my own tears. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's drown in my tears. Thank you, kind.
Yeah.
Thank you, kind. That's all the songs we're going to do with this bass. It won't stay in tune. Let's change the heat from out there. You play a bass, fiddle, and when you get it in tune, one note is here when it's one temperature. That same note might be right there or somewhere in between. get you down for a bit, baby, and deal with something I know that'll stay in tune. It's got frets on it. I'm gonna play my guitar. Thank you kindly. Walls, chairs, people's. Big hit the baby. Don't need this glove on when I play my guitar. I have hand spasms occasionally.
Yeah, me too.
I have hand spasms.
Yeah.
It wants to lock up.
Mine do that.
They do. Shame on you. You must have had a stroke, didn't know.
Man. Yeah. Mine do.
In the meantime, I'm going to introduce you to what I look like on the inside. See that? Am I close enough?
Oh, yeah.
It says a stroke of good luck.
All right.
And my grandson Nigel, he did this picture.
A stroke of bad luck.
That's what it is. A stroke of bad luck. But in some ways, it was good luck. I could not play the bass, some of those same songs, before I had this stroke on November 28, 2011. And they can all attest to that.
Wow.
At the Rehabilitation Center in Washington University, they videotaped me doing my guitar 3 times. They videotaped the same song over and over, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Then they said, now play it again. Every time it was the same, it was different. Each time I knew these songs. I had written those songs. And I couldn't understand. They said, you have short-term memory loss. And we'll explain it to you. I can't explain it. But each time I do something, if I maybe go to answer the door, I'll have to be careful that I don't go back and answer that door 3 times. And I would something say, you've already opened that door. Don't do it again. So you have to go through rehab, occupational therapy, and all that. That's what my brain looks like now. Those dark spots, that's where blood is. I had bleeding of the brain, they call hemorrhagic stroke. And I'm very fortunate to be standing here on my own. I could not walk the first few days by myself. Matter of fact, I couldn't walk at all. I had to be escorted or in a wheelchair, etc. But praise to God and what I call high tech, especially at Washington University. Not because I attended school there, but because that's a fountain of knowledge over there. And if you ever have a stroke, try your best to get to Washington University Rehabilitation Center. Other than that, they might be burying you. One of these days they'll bury me, but not today. So, and I might be buried tonight, but it wasn't last night. So I'm doing this just to make you realize that this is serious business, what I'm doing, because I did not think that I would be able to ever play my instruments again when I was in rehab. And I told him, I said, that's my biggest loss, is to not be able to play. She said, well, bring your guitar. Have your wife bring your guitar over here. I said, my wife? I said, she'll think I like my guitar better than her. I don't think we better do that. So he said, well, how are we going to know? So one of the ladies' husbands happened to be a musician, and he sent his guitar over there. She brought it in. She said, this morning we have a surprise for you. You don't have to go to rehab real early. We have a surprise. And I'm like, surprise? What's that? I'm all thinking, wow, this is good. Maybe somebody, maybe Nan brought me, maybe Nancy, my wife, I call her Biscuit. Maybe Biscuit is here. She never comes that early. But anyway, they took me to the day room, sort of like a kitchen, and sat me down, and she came in and set it on the table. She said, well, guess what this is? And I knew exactly what it was. It was a guitar. And I said, oh my goodness, my heart fell. They all came crowding in. Everybody's running in, and they're trying to see what's going on. They're all therapists. They want to see what's going to happen. And they said, well, open it up and play it. See what you can do. And my right leg, this is the one that was halfway numb and paralyzed. Strokes on the left-hand side affect the right-hand side. Strokes on the right-hand side affect on the left. So evidently this hand would have been most effective, which it was. And my leg was shaking like this, and they were shaking so bad I was scared to death. And they were standing there, they said, well? And then they said, well? And I'm like, trying to make excuses. Well? And I finally opened it up, and something said, what if you don't play? And I was scared. I was starting to close it back up. I said, well, whatever. I finally took it out of the case, looked all around at them, and they're still, well? And I said, I'm so nervous. I took it out, still couldn't get myself together. And I was trembling and shaking, and I hit it, and I played. Show you what I played. I can remember this much. I'm going to get a stool. You mind?
Nope.
Black ain't wrong and white ain't right. The night, day, and day equals night. I can stay where I want without a fight. From bricks and sticks and stones banging on my doorstep. Now lay me down to sleep, Lord. I pray the Lord my soul. I should die before I wake. Pray the Lord my soul to take. I pray I can work real hard without any fear. The mule brain soft, the competition's here. The fox grinning slyly from ear to ear. The hen cackling loudly, danger's near. Please don't let my wife look in my billfold. Now lay me down to sleep, Lord. I pray the Lord my soul. I should die before I wake. Pray the Lord my soul to take. Pray on the day of my wake. Don't bother to cook or make any cake. Shed no tears, have no fears, and close your ears to rumors and let the dead bury their dead. Now lay me down to sleep, Lord. I pray the Lord my soul to keep.
Camera just made it because the battery just died. That was meant to be. Beautiful.
Can't plug it up?
That's still going. Nope. But that's still going.
What?
My recorder.
Oh!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we recorded?
Yeah, recording over there and here.
Okay, this was done, right?
Yep.